What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto. We are looking at Bitcoin today. And I tried making this video already once or twice. But third time's the charm. What I want to go over is, first off, magnificent bullish engulfing candle. Very, very good, very textbook bullish engulfing candle. Volume even came in. It was a greater volume day than the one before. Happened at a great time, at a very critical time too, right? You know, this is a breakout, and it made it a false breakout. Total fake out, like literally. Got me, probably got a lot of people. But I'm not changing my position, and it's not stubborn bearishness that's preventing me from doing that. It's the fact that neither of these moves were significant, downside or upside. Neither of them. The most significant thing about these moves is that this move broke us out of the range. This one broke us back into it. That's it. That's literally it. Other than that, and a little bit more volume than we've seen recently, but not really. You know, what I mean by these moves are not significant is, I mean, look at all this, right? These are not significant moves. This 9.59%, that's significant, right? 8.88, 7, you know, these are significant. This, there's not a whole lot. I think we forget what significant moves are, actually. And if you go back, and I've already done this, so I'm not going to go through and do all of it, but if you go back and you look at all these candles, we haven't had a 10% move on a closing basis from open to close, not including the wicks. I'm talking about the candle body. We haven't had a candle body with a 10% price range or greater since this candle here. If we put it on our current price, hey babe, I just restarted it.
You restart?
Yeah, it's gonna be my last one.
Okay.
It's been 209 days since we've seen a true significant move. And all of these you can go through and you can see, okay, this one's 9.59%. This one is this one's 8.8, right? Whatever, they're close. If you measure from top to bottom on the wicks, you get candles that are greater than 10%. Yes, okay. But I'm talking about on an open to close basis, we have not seen a candle body that is 10% in 209 days. This is the longest. I went back through all Bitcoin's time and I measured all these already. This is the longest stint that Bitcoin has gone without without a candle body being 10% or greater. And I think moves like this, as as wonderful as they are, you know, they're really not significant. They're not significant. And that's why yesterday, even though I was excited and bearish in my video yesterday, I said I'm optimistically bearish, but nothing in the charts has validated what I'm saying yet. You know, just like this bull move doesn't validate the bull's case. Neither of these moves have validated anything. And really what these are is these are things that are going to get people excited, all worked up because they look really big. They look, you know, if you are zoomed in, these are the biggest candles that we've seen in a very long time. You know, if you're like, depending on how zoomed in you are, you know, you zoom out a little bit, you're like, oh, they're not really anything. They really aren't. It's just a big nothing inside a sideways range that's been nothing. You know, it's not frustrating. It's just kind of how things go. It's kind of boring. But to see this in the last couple of days is kind of exciting. I'm not going to lie. This kind of price action normally preludes to precursor to big moves in either direction, whether it's up or down. Big moves are coming. You know, and it also is very indicative of indecisive price action. You know, you get it here, down, up, you know, I don't know, down, up, down. Not really. We didn't get big moves after this one, but it was just more sideways. I don't think we're going to get sideways. I think the RSI being as low as it is, potentially rejecting the 50 again, potentially. It looks like it wants to be in the oversold zone. This line, the purple line, the MA, the 123 here, it looks like it wants to roll over. If price gets below this MA again, the RSI will probably go below the 50. And if you have the price go below the purple line, the RSI go below the 50, and the purple line bend over, have a negative slope, that is a sign of a change in trend, of a downtrend, and I'm looking for that. On a weekly scale, I am waiting for this RSI to cross below the 50. That would be a very big thing. This is one of the most significant things that I'm watching, and that's why I talk about it in every video. It's probably where I'm going to end the video off, is talking about this. When we break through the 50 on a closing basis, and I don't mean like this, right? Over here, if you look at it, right, it broke through the 50. It did. On a closing basis, it broke through it. Blow it up. Look, it broke through the 50 for sure. Definitely did. 48. It broke through 49 even. So, but we had a bounce. I think this is clear as day. It looks like a bounce off the 50. So I want to see look at the price action that followed. We came down, closed bearishly, had a bearish engulfing candle, and then boom, turned around and new all-time highs. I don't want to see a tiny break and then a reversal. I want to see a convincing break. I want to see something that goes straight through. Like I want to see that, and then I will not just be excited, but I feel like I'm already convinced that this is all going to happen. Truthfully, I really am convinced it's all going to happen. Because of Elliott wave theory, like it's almost like I feel like I'm reading a book and I know how the ending's going to be, and I'm not saying that I know the future. I'm not saying I know the future. I'm not saying that I have a crystal ball. I full-heartedly acknowledge that I can be wrong and that the price can go up counter to what I think. But there's something magical about Elliott wave theory, man. It plays off of psychology. A lot of algorithms play off it too, because it interacts with a lot of natural harmonic levels. It's kind of interesting to me. And anyways, what I'm trying to get at is, even though I'm very convinced that we are going to see new lows, the charts have not validated that yet. And what it would take to validate that, the key thing that I'm looking for to validate that is this RSI. Put it up yourself. Go for it. Here. You want to do it? Delete all your drawings. You want your own indicator? Go to, what would it be? Technicals? Yeah. Scroll down to R for relative strength index. That's the RSI. And then, there's a whole bunch of stuff that TradingView puts a whole lot of noise on it. But really, I just put it at the 10, and that's it, man. That's it. Ignore this yellow line, whatever. You can delete it yourself if you want to. If you go to style, click that, it'll take away the yellow line. But yeah, the 50. Whenever this RSI crosses below the 50, everything that I've been saying, and in my honest opinion, will just be validated. At that point, we could be up here. We could be around $24,000, and this RSI is below the 50, a solid bit below the 50. To me, it doesn't matter. We're already price is already as good as down here. It's going to happen. And I'm really looking for that. And that's why, in my opinion, also, it's very important if you're bullish, if you're a bull right now, it's very important to hold these levels, to hold these, really you don't want to close below these lows here on a weekly basis. You don't want to, if you do close, you want to have a bounce. You want to have a nice bounce afterwards, because if not, from a statistical standpoint, anytime on a weekly basis that this RSI has gone from overbought to below the 50, the move that follows from top to bottom at a bare minimum is 52%. And that would take us at 52%. That would take us here. And you can measure it yourself. I do it in almost all my videos. I'm not going to do it in this one. I'm going to try to keep it short and simple. I feel like I'm just repeating the same thing over and over again, but you can do it yourself. Anytime we've gone from overbought and below the 50, measure the move. Measure the move from being in the overbought zone, the top to the bottom, before it breaks above the 50 again. Before it breaks, so technically this bottom is what you'd measure, not this bottom. Yeah, 52%. The smallest drop that's ever happened from that is 52%. There's only been drops that have been 52% or larger from top to bottom, from the area of overbought to where we bottom. And I think the longest one that took place was 22 or 25 weeks. from top to bottom. Right now, we are on our 8th week. So even if we are in the longest one possible to take place, even if it takes 20... Oh, oops. I did this again. Okay. Even if it takes 20, 22, 25, you know, that still sets us up for sometime in September that we bottom. And I think it's going to happen sooner. They most of the time happen around 11 weeks, actually. And that puts us in June. And I am expecting this dramatic. We're going to have a very bad June, you guys. That's kind of what I'm expecting. But none of that is validated. None of that is completely there and authenticated until we have this RSI close below the 50. Until on the EMA ribbon, we have the price close below the yellow line, and better to have a candle open and close below it. We're not there until, you know, a couple other things too. I don't know what else I'm looking for. I don't know, man. Those are like the two main things really that I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have all my indicators pulled up. I need to reload it, refresh it. Yeah, on the daily, I'm looking for price to go below the purple line, this RSI to go below the 50, and the purple line itself to slope downward. I'm looking for those three things to happen, because when that happens to the downside like this, that is a indication to me, off of using these indicators, that's an indication to me that the downtrend is confirmed. None of those things have happened yet. Nothing of, you know, what I've been ranting about for the last like 5 or 10 minutes now has happened yet. But when it does, it's going to be, right now it's deniable. Right now, with the way that price is, you can deny. You can deny, and it's completely a safe argument and a valid argument, in my opinion, to deny that we're going to go lower than this. I fully, completely accept that. We might not. I'm convinced that we will, but I also openly know that we might not. But whenever I will deny that we might not, whenever it's like it's gonna happen, is whenever all the things I've been ranting about take place. When the price is below the purple line slopes down. This long-term RSI is below the 50. On the weekly, whenever the weekly short-term RSI is below the 50. And we get the weekly cross, or the price comes back below on the weekly EMA ribbon. Those are all things I'm watching. I keep you guys posted, up to date on all this as it's happening every single week, almost every single day. Like, we probably talk about the same stuff almost every day because not a lot happens. But I try to keep it up. You know, I try to keep it fresh with talking about new coins and assets and stocks even. And if you like that kind of stuff, leave a like, subscribe. I try to make multiple videos every single day, if not at least one every single day. And, you know, during times like this, it can be repetitive. It can be a little bit boring. I'm sure, you know, if you watch my videos day in and day out, you know, if you're one of those people, I don't know how many of you there are that watch my videos all the time. Probably not many. But maybe not even one. But if you are here all the time, you probably know the script. You know the things I'm looking for. And I will make a video soon, maybe tomorrow, going over... You know, I probably won't, actually. I'm going to make the next Elliott wave, the zigzag wave update, once the first leg is done. That'll probably be once we're on our bounce from the first leg. And I would expect the first leg to take us below here. And the first leg is going to happen soon. So, like, we might be in the week of the first leg right now. It could be next week. But none of anything of what I'm talking about is going to be confirmed until all those other things I'm talking about happen. And we're close, but we're not there. Anyways, leave a like, subscribe, please. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This ice cream's really good. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Thank you. Take care. Adios.